Hey, yo, what's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Ashton Jackson, and in today's video, man, I'm going to be talking about the Dallas Cowboys versus the Cincinnati Bengals on Monday night. I'm going to be talking about the ways in which that we can beat the Cincinnati Bengals. I know it's going to be a tough task and tall order for us to beat the Bengals. I know that's a lot of praise talking about for a 4-8 football team because they are 4-8. They're not that great of a football team, but I'm going to talk about why they're just not the average 4-8 football team, and then that's about it. So before we hop into the video, I appreciate if you guys like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment, and share my video with anyone who you think will enjoy my content. So first off, we're going to talk about these injury reports because that's where most of these games are dictated, right? I don't know what goes on in the Cincinnati Bengals front office, but they haven't been able to build such a great team. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the first person that they spent a lot of money on to try and fix this problem that's been a problem almost their entire time since they've been an organization, ever since really Andy Dalton has been there, even prior to that, Boomer Esiason, all of them. But what was the biggest problem and the biggest reason why the Bengals couldn't win the Super Bowl against the Rams? And that was their offensive line. So again, they're having offensive line issues. Nothing new. I just think that that is something like how defensive tackle is for the Dallas Cowboys. We'll never be able to find it. We'll never be able to fix it. I think that's what's like for the Bengals. I just don't think they can ever find offensive linemen and have a decent front five that are consistent, that are healthy enough to help Joe Burrow win games. Orlando Brown, all that just to say, Orlando Brown is going to be out this game. He's going to be out with a fibula injury. He didn't practice at all Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Again, both injury reports are going to be a laundry list. They're going to have a bunch of players on them. You're going to see Joe Burrow. You're going to see Jamar Chase. You're going to see T. Higgins. You're going to see Amarius Mims. You're going to see Joseph Asai. The other person that's going to be out with an illness, Sheldon Rankins. That's the defensive tackle for them as well. But those are the two main people that are going to be out. If there's some game time decisions, I'll try to keep up with you guys updated on that on Monday. But really, those are the two main attractions that we really need to be talking about. Is that now with the Bengals already having such a tough time protecting Joe Burrow, especially on that right side with Karras at right guard, and then they have Amarius Mims at right tackle, who's struggling as a rookie, which and there's not a lot of rookies that come in and do great. The Quinyon Mitchells and the Jared Verses of the world, and the Malik Neighbors of the world, and Joe Alt and all the guys that got drafted high. It's not all the time that you come out and you do great things coming out as a rookie, right? So again, they're gonna have some troubles, but I'm gonna talk about all that and how we can still attack their weaknesses at offensive line, because I think that since Michael Parsons is back, it's gonna be a hell of a time for Joe Burrow again. Our Hall of Famer Zach Martin is going to be out for the rest of the season due to an ankle injury that happened, and I heard about that news on Thursday. So I was saddened by that, and honestly, just real quick, I'm going to, want to give I want to give my flowers, and I want to give my flowers to Zach Martin. Thank you for being the consistent pro. Thank you for being the person that Dallas Cowboy Nation and a person like me can consistently pro and the all pro that you've been, and being that consistent person that's always been in this locker room, just for the simple fact that we don't have a whole lot of consistency in this organization other than misery and failure, and always disappointing for the most part. Thank you for not being that consistently. Thank you for not being that. Thank you for being the consistent pro. Thank you for being the person that people can lean on in the locker room. Thank you for being that for this team, because it's sad that he's going to go out the way he's going to go out. I pray he doesn't go out like this. I pray that he can play just another year and go out on his own terms. But I really want Zach Martin to leave this league with a ring, because it's going to be, put it on a loop. Put it on to another Dallas Cowboy who couldn't get it done because of the ineptitude of your front office. And yeah, I got little tears in my eyes because I just remember the draft in which that we drafted Zach Martin. I remember there being a fight in the front office between the Jones, Steven, and Jerry. I heard that story a million times, and I'm glad that we're already a messed up franchise the way it is. But I'm just imagine if we drafted Johnny Manziel over Zach Martin. That's another Randy Moss type of thing that would have haunted us for 30 years, you know. So I'm really glad that we got Zach Martin, but it sucks that we didn't do anything with it, and it's just put that in a loop, put it on loop, put it on another great Cowboy player that couldn't get it done, couldn't win a ring here, and that's everybody. Think about everybody that was great or had all pro years consistently while they were here. We couldn't get it done. Dez Bryant, Tony Romo, um, freaking Zeke. I mean, dang, like for Zeke as well, like consistent, great pro. Yeah, he had his headaches as a young man, but that's what it is. And Terrence Williams, Dez, Cole Beasley, freaking should have got a ring. Jason Witten, Frederick Martin, Tyron Smith, Doug Free, Ron Leary, Lel Collins when he was great, even just as a person in general, deserves a ring. But enough reminiscing. DeMarco Murray, enough reminiscing. I just got caught up in the moment because I remember when he got drafted in 2014, and yeah. So and another person that's going to be out is Wanye Thomas due to a knee. He didn't practice at all throughout the week. So that's going to be something to keep an eye out on moving forward. But we already knew that was going to happen because he already suffered that on Thanksgiving, and it was already determined he was going to be out 2 to 3 weeks. People that are listed are questionable are Trevon Diggs, Tyler Guyton, Nick Vigil. For the most part, Trevon Diggs will be ready to go. So will Tyler Guyton. And Tyler Guyton, we don't know really what's going to go on for him, but it sounds like Trevon Diggs and DeMarvin Overshown has some injuries, but they're full participation throughout the week, and they will be good to go on Monday. So the ways in which that we're going to beat the Cincinnati Bengals. Number one, you got to limit Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase has been playing like one of the best receivers, if not the best receiver in the league this year. And props up to him. We already know he was a hell of a fighter receiver while he was at LSU, and even now it sucks that he didn't get his bag. He's still gonna get it back regardless. So I don't feel too pity for him. I feel like he should have already got his money. So that's why that's one less thing that one less thing he has to keep in mind when he's playing the game of football is not trying to get hurt, trying to sustain himself. These NFL players have to do a million things, have to think about a million other things, and for your money not to be corrected kind of sucks. But again, like I said, I don't feel too bad because I already know he's going to get his money regardless whether the Bengals want to pay him or not. So limit Jamar Chase. Don't give him free releases. This is the type of receiver. If you play 10 yards, 5 yards off the ball, he's gonna F you up. And don't let Jamar Chase F you up, because if that's how they're going to win this game. They're going to win this game. Their mantra and how they're going to win this game is just how the Dallas Cowboys play football. They want to play at their pace. They want to play lights out. They want to throw the ball 34, 35, 40 plus times. They want to throw the ball over the field. They want to do what they did in 2019. And what 2019, what I'm talking about, is what that LSU team did in college football with Burrow, Justin Jefferson, Chase, Thaddeus Moss, all them boys, Terrence Marshall, all of them. They want to open it wide, throw that. What does Jeff Kavanaugh say? Pat that thing and let it go. That's exactly what they want to do. So since we know that they want to throw the ball 40 times, leads to my second point, talking about why they're never going to be able to fix their offensive line. That goes into scheme. They need to get They need to find a good offensive line coach. They need to actually find real investments at the offensive line. But anyway, keep pressure on Joe Burrow. Don't have Joe Burrow sit in the clean pocket. Joe Burrow is one of them dudes. He is one of them dudes. That's why he went number 1 overall in 2020. He's a prototypical first round pick player. He's a player that if you have him sit clean in that pocket, it is a wrap because he will dice you. I've seen that too many times this year where Joe Burrow, whether it was in Pittsburgh on the 1st of December, whether it was November 17th, or no, my bad, November 7th against the Baltimore Ravens, no matter if it's against the LA Chargers on November 17th, they are going to light it up. Keep it pressure on Joe Burrow. We'll be able to do that. Mix in your pressures with DeMarvin Overshown. Mix in your pressures with Micah Parsons. Don't have them just in one spot because you can tear up this offensive line any which way you want it. Like Tupac said, how do you want it? So you want it on the right side where Amari Mims is at, or do you want it on that left side where Cody Ford is going to be playing at? How do you want it? So don't worry about it. If we take care of business, Mike Parsons should have 3 or 4 sacks this game if utilized correctly. DeMarvin Over's shown 1-3, going to do his thing. Limit the explosives. That's one thing that I talk about each and every week. Limit these explosive plays. We play in an explosive league, and this is a type of league where if you have these teams get these explosive plays, that's how they feed onto, that's how they latch onto these games and last longer than what they need to because of these explosives. You have Jamar Chase beat your safeties down the middle of a seam, and you give them enough time, and because they're able to find out where Micah is, they block him with Chase Brown, they triple team him, whatever, and then they got Jamar Chase running across or right across the field, and you got Donovan Wilson in coverage. We got to figure it out. But limit the explosive. They've been one of the best teams all year and that's why they've been one of the best offensive teams in the league because they have so many explosive plays. Don't let them go off. Offensively, run the ball, pass the ball, play a balanced game. That's how you will beat this team. The way in which you do beat this football team is exactly how you beat them 2 years ago. I know both of us, speaking health wise and player wise, we are completely two different teams than what we were in 2022. One ended up going to the AFC Championship game. The other one got bounced out by the 49ers again in the second round. We're two totally different games. Two totally different teams. And the way in which we can still beat this team still remains from 2 years ago in terms of we have a little less talent, we have a different coordinator and everything like that. Muck up this game, make it a very close game. Come up game that you have to play where you win a game 17-7, where you win a game 17-20 or 20-17. I'm sorry, or 17-10. You have to win a game. That's how you have to play these Cincinnati Bengals. If you try to go point for point and go band for band, you will lose because they got bigger pockets than you do. So don't play that game with them. Play balanced football. Run the ball. Stick to who you always been. Stick to your roots of who you are. That's why we'll never win a Super Bowl because we're trying to be something that we're not. Run the ball. Utilize your pass game off of that. We will play great defense. We'll be fine. Feed your playmakers. This is a playmaker league. Again, why teams play Super Bowls, winning Super Bowls, because they rely on their playmakers. Give your playmakers the ball. Who are your explosive on? Who are your explosive on your team? CD, Cavante, Jake Ferguson, Cooks. I'm not saying those aren't the best explosive in the league, but that's what you have, and that's who's been making plays for you for the past 2 to 3 years. Give them the rock, we'll be fine. Limit the penalties, force turnovers, limit turnovers offensively. We'll be fine, and we will win this game on Monday night if we follow these steps and we do these rules. That's about it for the video. Hopefully, you guys have a nice day. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye.